Amidst the pandemonium, let's get some order as we get into our major story of the day, everyone. This is a very controversial one that will involve figures and some clarity. So, on Christmas Day, yesterday, the president received visitors at the State House, and he made comments on the efforts of his government in the areas of economy, security, and anti-corruption war. What he said about the anti-graft war has since gotten the attention of the PDP's candidate Atiku. The president says, don't blame me, blame the system, and that the system is slow. Take a listen to him.
Fighting corruption, yes, we are slow because the system is slow. It's not Baba that is slow, it's the system that is slow. When I came to the refugee system, it was not, I got in trouble. So I'm going by this system. And I hope we'll all make it.
Well, that statement might be a statement of sincerity from the president, but the PDP candidate, Atiku Abubakar, is not taking it for the value of it. He said, and he's reacted to it in the statement. The former vice president says, and I quote, "But my point of departure from the president is in blaming his failure on the system. I disagree. The system has challenges, yes, but where there is political will, the system can make progress. I was vice president of Nigeria from 1999 to 2007, and we used that same system to speedily convict no less than a personality than an inspector general of police and several others, including cabinet ministers and other high officials. Mr. President, the problem with your anti-corruption war is not the system. You are the problem." End of quote. Let's get talking on this one, everyone. I've joining me in the studio here in Lagos, a spokesperson of the Atiku PDP Presidential Campaign Council, Mr. Segun Showumi. And from our Abuja studio is the chairman of the Buhari Media Organization, Mr. Niyi Akinshiju. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on tonight.
Thank you, Seun. Merry Christmas. Happy Boxing Day.
Thank you so much. Well, let's begin the conversation, and maybe we should begin from here. When your candidate comes forward to blame the president, is it not a reality of the fact that there is a lot of legal practitioners have come out to say there's a major problem in our judicial process, the slowness of the process and all of that? Is it that he did not recognize that fact, or is just wanting to be an opposition for the sake of it?
You see, leaders must understand that the entire gamut of governance is open to continuous improvement with persons that have the opportunity to manage the reins of power. Some of the instruments with which we are managing corruption today, they didn't exist before. They were the creation of some other governments, the PDP government. And in trying to get the administration of criminal justice system, the law passed, it was done also to react to the fact that there's a need to speed up how we reduce the amount of time that those that are facing litigation face or allow because of avoidable injunctions are just wasting the time of the court. The question that is begging for answer is, why is it that His Excellency, the President now, Muhammadu Buhari, has a penchant for looking to blame others but himself without bringing up a commensurate conversation as to what he has done to improve things? For instance, if His Excellency, the President, says he wants to run on anti-corruption, which was one of the things he was running on before coming into power, it will be reasonable and expected that he knows that in a democracy, one, he needs the cooperation of the legislators to speed up things. He needs the cooperation of the investigators and the police and all the criminal investigation organs, EFCC and all that, and he needs the cooperation of the legal system. Unfortunately for him, he bungled his opportunity at even getting an EFCC chairman that the House can clear. Up till now, almost 3 years, 4 years down the line, he still has an acting chairman. That's strange. And that situation did not come on board until he got a situation where his own DSS was bringing report to say there's reason why he shouldn't, allow this man. That done. The other thing is that he went into the judiciary and decided to run Gestapo. Perhaps, I cannot be sure, irritating the judiciary and making sure that the judiciary was now determined to walk the walk with him. And remember, the wheel of justice grinds very slowly for a reason. It grinds slowly because the error of hasty criminalization can cause very severe consequences.
So you realize that there is a slowness in the nature of judiciary.
Even in developed, hold on.
Do you realize? You just
develop, just a moment. I can tell you what.
Let me
tell you what they could have done faster.
You said that the wheel of justice grinds slowly.
Yes.
So when the president said, it's not me that is slow.
No.
Is it just judicial process?
I'll tell you why he's slow. If you want to charge people for corruption and you want them to be quickly dealt with, you could tell your investigators to charge them for abuse of office. That's easier to prove, and you still get them for the crime you want them to commit. But if you don't do your investigation well, if you don't do your orders well, if you don't get your lawyers to prosecute their cases well, in some cases, the EFCC lawyers themselves have become the ones that are asking for injunction and re-injunction and injunction. How then do you come as the man that is the executive to now say, okay, the only reason why I've not done as well as I should have done in anti-corruption is not because of me? There is a consistent lack of taking responsibility from this government. It's either they are pushing to the others, or they are blaming the system, or they are blaming foreigners. They don't want to own up to anything.
Okay, let me go to Mr. Akinshiju in our Abuja studio. Mr. Akinshiju, if the president is saying this, a lot of criticism have come to the president that there is a blame that is being taken to other factors, the IG, the this and that. Those are criticisms coming from the opposition. But there are some facts on the table. And the question that a candidate of the PDP is raising on the issue of the sacked SGF and some of the alleged indictment on his person, and they would say there is no prosecution that has taken place in that regard. The issues of Abdul Rashid Maina is on the ground. The issue of the 25 billion NNPC contracts allegedly raised also by the former vice president, and also the billions found, the monies found at the Ikoyi residence, which up to today they say nobody knows. These are issues raised by Atiku Abubakar. Are there answers from your quarters?
Definitely, Sean, there are answers. And of course, the amazing fact here, or my observation, is that we are discussing corruption. And the center, the fulcrum of this discussion is Waziri Adamawa Alhaji Atiku. I find it rather confounding, because we should also start talking about the moral ground, the moral pedestal on which an Atiku personnel, would question the capacity, the direction, and of course the commitment of President Muhammadu Buhari in the fight against corruption. Yes, we can start talking on the marginal, peripheral issues, but the fundamental thing and the fundamental issue is that this president is committed and has maintained, sustained,
Mr. Akinshiju, you perhaps are not answering my question.
Character.
Mr. Akinshiju, you're not answering my question. The fundamentals of some of the statement made by Atiku Abubakar, for example, the SGF, the sacked SGF, Babachi Lawal, the issues of Abdul Rashid Maina, those are issues there. There are no clarity out there.
And of course, I'll answer that. The SGF is being investigated by the EFCC. It is confirmed. It's out there. Maina, as far as I'm concerned, this is my personal opinion, Maina conducted one of the largest, biggest scandalous acts against the Nigerian state, where, in collaboration with PDP members and government, he diverted more than 3 trillion naira of Nigeria's pensioners, people who had worked for Nigeria over time. He diverted that amount of money. It took a whole lot of hue and cry by Nigerians to get Maina, to concede to this fact. And this person actually confessed. After he confessed, he went on the ground. This government came in and tried to get him so as to cooperate and track those evildoers, those who collaborated in diverting this 3 trillion naira. But unfortunately, there was a large hue and cry, large scandalous outcry against this person that he had to go underground again? Who should be held responsible in the first instance for the diversion of 3 trillion? For what purpose would a government want to recall Maina? Is it to protect him or to use him to track those people that were connived and collaborated?
Let me sorry again if I'm about in quickly. Sorry.
I'm still coming.
No, just a moment. I like to.
I'm still coming.
I like to pause you for a moment. Hold on. We need to go on a short break. There are issues which, of course, I think the candidate of the PDP is raising, but we dissect more of this. We need to go on a short break. But when we come back, I have the PDP spokesperson here, and we also have Mr. Akin Shichu from the APC, and we're looking at the issues of anti-corruption. Well, when we come back, we dissect more on this. Join us again, everyone.